What's going on, Gamecock fans, and welcome back to yet another Canadian Cock Talk. We have a packed weekend of Gamecocks baseball this weekend. Obviously, we go on to take on the Missouri Tigers. It would be nice. It would be a good weekend if we could. I'm guessing we're going to win the series. I hope we win the series. Better yet, I'm looking for the sweep. Always looking for the sweep. Always wanting our team to do the best that it can. So that's going to be exciting. But, here, it's football talk. Even though it's not football season yet, we're in spring football now. But football, there's still so much to talk about. And as we go on through these position breakdowns, one thing I've loved from this football team is just the social media side. If you've been following, which I'm pretty sure you do follow Gamecocks football on social media, just seeing the team not only practicing and stuff, but outside of that, like I saw yesterday, the team's all doing Top Golf at Williams-Brice. That was just really cool for the Masters and everything. It's just cool to see these kids be kids outside of football. Like it's just good to see them have fun. So Gamecocks football, the social media is killing it. It just looks like Shane Beamer's building a really, really good culture around that whole facility from top to bottom. It just looks good. It's always reassuring when you have reassuring things on social media to tell you that. But let's get into the linebacker room for the Gamecocks for this season, because this is another interesting one. Last time out, we talked about the edge rushers, which was obviously a really fun one to talk about, a really good one, because we have tons of talent on that edge rushers room. Kinsley Enigbare, Jordan Birch, you got Tonka Hemingway, lots of good, talented guys, Jordan Stretchen, lots of really good guys on the edge. But how about the middle guys? How about the Mike linebackers and all those guys? Who's going to lead this linebacker core for the Gamecocks this season? I think with our linebacker core as a whole, I look at it, and from what I would have thought before looking at the roster, I would have thought it was worse than what it is. But the truth of the matter is, I don't think this linebacker core, it's not going to be the strength of this defense, but it's not going to be the weakness of the defense either. I think there is a glaring weakness on that defense, and we're going to talk about that soon, obviously, with the DB position coming up, filling in all the holes that went out there. But I look at this linebacker position. It ain't half bad. It ain't half bad. You got some good guys. I'm looking at our main guys to be Brad Johnson, Sherrod Green, Muhammad Kaba, and then Damani Staley being our four main linebackers going into this season. You look at most of those guys, you have a fifth year, you have two redshirt seniors, and then you have a sophomore coming in, and Muhammad Kaba. I like where we're at in this linebackers room. Obviously, you're not going to have, it's not as flashy, it's not as glaring, it's not as whatever you want to call it as the edge rushers room. It's not as good as the D tackles room, but you know what? You can't have a full strength everywhere on the defense. I look at this linebacker room, really all they have to do, they just got to do their job. And whatever their job being, whatever the defense puts them into, whether that be stopping the run, whether that be just guarding the tight end, not letting him get open. I think that just the experience, I've said this with every other position, and I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but I think it's honestly true when you're talking in terms of football. Throwing freshmen into SEC football games does not work. They could be as talented, they could be the number one recruit of all time. And the gameplay that you're going to get in high school and the gameplay that you're going to get in the Southeastern Conference is going to be completely different, especially at the linebacker position, because that's a position where you got to think fast. You got to be the smartest guy on that field if you want your defense as a whole to play well, because we know the linebacker is the quarterback of the defense. They're the guys who usually get guys set, call the shifts, whatever you want to call it, call the audibles. They're usually the smartest guys on the field. So having experience, I've said this multiple times, but I will preach it till my last days. Experience, especially in college football, will help a ton. A ton, and we have some good experience out in this linebackers room is what I'm trying to get at here. And like those four guys, yeah, again, they're nothing special. They're nothing that's going to pop out at your face like, oh, this guy's going to go off and have an amazing season, which I have confidence in all these guys. All these guys could have a great season for the Gamecocks this year, but there's better rooms for our defense, but as I said, there's worse rooms for our defense. So I think we got a really, really solid linebacker core here for the Gamecocks. So that is my linebacker position breakdown. Next up, we're heading into cornerbacks, which is obviously, and DBs, which is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting nonetheless, and then we're going to go into some special teams, finish up with that, and then I'm going to have to find out a new segment to do. So let me know any other segments you'd want me to do after this, since we are wrapping up on this soon. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like down below if you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Twitter, whatever you are. Share the video. Thank you for watching, and definitely come back next time.